like the way of the working exactly. It was not suitable for me.
Okay.
So I wanted to always go for some good QSRs or some good standalones.
For example, you mentioned the cloud kitchen that is opening in the Phoenix Mall branch.
Well, I learned a term when I was working at Chayos. It was a BCX.
Is that the need of the industry to change over time?
like इसको ऐसा आंसर करना चाहिए था. Standard operating procedure, which every company has set of a rule.
थोड़ा Anooj sir, welcome to the first episode of Budding Entrepreneurs Forum podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you for being the first guest. You've officially begun our journey. Budding Entrepreneurs Forum is a student forum from the MIT School of Business. We are MBA students across all specializations, and we specialize in entrepreneurship activities, and the students to inculcate, reach out to people like you and come up with ideas such as this podcast. Thank you very much for being here. I firstly want to know, what do you do exactly?
So I work at Madeline first of all.
Okay.
Madeline is a brand in Pune city. It's since 2016 in Pune.
Okay.
So it is owned by Four Pillars Hospitality.
Okay.
So they have multiple places they own. For example, LCR Gymkhana. Then they have 2-3 more places like Flamingo, LPA and all.
Okay.
Yes. So they manage this all of the places. So I work in one of their places by the name Madeline.
Okay.
Madeline has total 4 branches.
Okay.
In which Kothrud is the one. Then there's a Shivaji Nagar one, which is called as Modi Bagh also.
Okay.
People local idea, they might know it by name ki Ganesh Kind.
Ganesh Kind,
yes.
correct.
Yes. Okay. And there's 2 more outlets at Amenora Mall itself.
Okay.
So in Amenora Mall, we have 2 outlets. One is in the West Block and one is in the East Block, which is in the food court preferably.
Okay, understood. All right. Now, what position do you serve here at Madeline Cafe?
So I work here as an operations head. It's been an year now.
Wow.
I have completed my year in on 1st November.
Okay.
2-3 days prior.
Congratulations.
Yes.
All right.
Thanks.
And if you could run down a few responsibilities and a day in the life of an operations manager at a cafe in a very premium part of Pune city.
So firstly, the main thing for the operations head is to make sure operations are running smooth.
Okay.
If he's there, if he's not there, that is the main thing what he has to do.
Right.
For that, he need to have a great team. Great team as he need to have a great managers who are working below him.
Right.
He makes sure that everything is going right in place. That is the one thing, first thing. Okay. Secondly, the day-to-day responsibility has a lot of things to do with it. Daily operations are there, like a lot of things.
Okay. So what, could you run us down through your daily, how does your day look like at Madeline?
So as I mentioned earlier, I used to start my day little late.
Okay.
Firstly, when I joined Madeline, I used to start my day probably by 12:30, 1.
Okay.
And later I realized that starting my day early will be a great option for me only. So when I started, so currently I start my day by 10:30 max.
Okay.
I reach here. Firstly, I look out for the places. I just see how is everything nice.
Okay.
Is everything going good? All the preps are good or not. Misa, what I previously mentioned.
If you could tell us what is Misa?
So Misa is a very important part of an operations, a daily operations.
For a cafe restaurant?
Yeah, for a cafe, restaurant, any place you go where they serve food. So Misa is a thing what they come and they do prep for the food particularly.
Okay.
That is called as a Misa.
Misa, okay.
Yeah.
And after what time do we open?
So we have a timing from 11 to 11, morning 11 to closing 11 p.m.
Okay.
But staff, they do come by 10 a.m. morning, so they can do the Misa and they can start the cafe by 11.
Okay. Yes. And once the prep is done, we're close to opening hours. How does your job function change after customers have started coming in? Does it still look like you control the operations on the back end, or do you also come on the front end to attain customers, solve their problems?
I usually do it from back end.
Okay.
Wherever it is required to be inside it, I do come.
Okay.
For example, when you came today.
Right.
So today I was working inside as a barista.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was working as a barista today.
Okay.
So we are falling short of a team right now, as it's a Diwali.
Okay.
Diwali mein majorly people did not get their leave.
Right.
So now we are trying to get their leaves off. So everyone is happy.
So you have to stand up and become the barista.
Yeah, it depends. I can also be a manager, but I prefer to be a barista as I can get these people out and the legit manager out and he can work on his skills.
Yeah, exactly.
That is the nice thing.
Wow. Okay. I want to understand in the daily operations and making sure everything is right. What steps do you take in terms of procedures, protocols to make sure that this place is running right? And what steps are there in this industry that help a cafe to run particularly right? Be it workforce, your relationship with the workforce, your relationship with the customers, inventory, stock. How would you break down these very different aspects of running a successful restaurant?
So first of all, how I work is when I wake up in morning, I usually check the daily sale what they have shared in a group yesterday, a day prior. So I have to check it. For example, today is 8, for example. So I have to check it for 7 when I wake up in morning on the 8th.
Right.
That is, so that makes very right thing where I check everything. For example, I do check inventories. We have a daily inventories. Last time when you visited Madeline, that time I mentioned we also have SOP books, checklist. We also have an inventory book, which keep everything on pace. And basically, we are just trying to make everything transparent to the management, where they don't need to worry for the staff is nice, everything is going good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Any particular history to Madeline Cafe in this branch? If you could tell us, how was this place developed? The new face that we see of Madeline after renovation, and how has it changed over time in the past few years? This particular place.
This particular place, I mean, we can stick to this place also.
Okay.
But overall, brand as a Madeline has changed a lot.
Okay.
Previously, it was very pink in color.
Okay.
And it was very nice cafe, but it was more over flash. You would have seen photos previously. You would have noticed ki it's very pink and all nice.
Okay.
It had a nice vibe.
Right.
But as time changes, people need new things always.
Okay.
So we need to try and keep experimenting all these things always.
Okay.
So for this cafe, this has become our flagship cafe for Madeline brand right now.
Okay.
Because this is the only cafe right now which is being fully renovated and it is operational right now.
Okay.
Next is Ganesh Kind, which I mentioned as a Modi Bagh also.
Okay.
So probably we'll start there after 10-15 days.
Okay. So that is now ready and good to go.
Almost, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now, does that also mean the entire restaurant industry has to keep evolving on a certain time limit, and these cafes, restaurants do not have to carry the same set of design, same set of customer experiences? Is that the need of the industry to change over time? And is that what we here at Madeline have incorporated?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
I believe it so. Firstly, when I used to work in some big brands like Sante, Chayos, that time big brands have a mentality ki no, we'll not change. We have ABCD, we'll serve ABCD.
Okay.
We'll not do XYZ as other brands are doing.
Okay.
But as time changes, people do start doing things. For example, I'll just give an example if it is fine.
Please.
So we have an example for Burger King, if you know.
Okay.
KP, it is in camp as well.
Yes.
They used to not take online money. They used to only take cash. Only cash. So I'm in Pune since 2018-17, you can call.
Okay.
They used to take only cash when I used to go there.
Okay.
So we had to arrange cash whenever you used to go there.
Yeah.
Every time we used to go there, we have to collect cash.
Right.
But later time changed and they started card also.
Okay.
Now they started online also.
Right.
And now they're on Zomato as well.
Right.
So probably in future they might start Zomato Pay.
All of these things.
Yeah.
So this is a need of the industry to evolve in such a way. All right. You just mentioned working in Sante and a few other places. If you could tell me your journey chronologically from IIHM, how did you start? Maybe what position did you start? And then how did you end up here as of now?
So my college years are 2018 to 2021. You can call my college years.
Okay.
So when I joined in 2018, so firstly when you go to college, everything is sugar coated. Probably sugar coated and everything they show is like very dreamland, la la land. But when you come to reality, it's the next year when you go to an internship.
Right.
So I started my very first work experience from Novotel Hotel Goa.
Okay.
Luckily, Novotel Hotel Goa has two hotels there. So one is Novotel Resorts and Spa.
Right.
Another one was Novotel Kandolin.
Okay.
Now it has been changed to Novotel Goa.
Now it has been combined into one place.
Yeah. So I got an opportunity to work there in both the both the hotels.
Okay.
Like that.
How was your experience there as a first? How would you rate your
Crazy.
experience?
It was an eye opener for me.
Okay.
To be very honest,
Yes, please.
it was a very eye opener for me.
Okay.
From where I belong, from where basically what I used to do, it was totally opposite what I was doing in internship.
Okay.
So when people think about hospitality management, they're like, I'll become a chef, I'll make this food, I'll do this, I'll do that. Simple. But they do not get the back end operations what are actually required to make that happen.
Okay.
So I started my internship in all four departments. Firstly, I used to join for kitchen, Indian
Okay.
kitchen that too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you list the 4 different departments any restaurant has? So kitchen.
So there's a food and beverage service,
Okay.
which I am currently in right now.
Okay.
There's food and beverage production,
Which is the chefs.
chefs.
Correct.
Exactly. Then there is front office,
Okay.
and there is a housekeeper.
Okay.
Simple. So these four departments are there. What usually people
Okay.
work in.
After Novotel, Goa was.
So after Novotel, when I came back, I had to join my college. I
Okay.
had to complete my degree.
Okay.
Then post that, that time, what was the thing? Everyone wanted to become a manager. To be very honest, because
Amongst your peers.
yeah,
with
exactly.
you.
2018-21 batch you
Okay.
can call. So
Okay.
that is a mindset.
Okay.
Once you become a manager, everything is nice, everything is cool. So I directly want to become a manager.
Okay.
So that was the mindset what everyone used to carry. And luckily in 2020-21, big restaurant, big brands. For example, ITC you can call Hyatt and all these big brands. They started a program by the name MT program.
Okay.
It's a management trainee program.
Okay.
So every brand has a different name, set of a name for each of that. So in that, what is it? You have to join that program. You have to complete it for a 6 month or a year. If you are eligible, then you become a manager straight. You become an assistant manager.
That is a direct roadmap to a manager.
Manager.
At any restaurant.
Yeah, but it usually takes 2 years to become a manager.
Okay.
When you go via management training, it's not easy at all.
Okay. Okay.
It's not easy at all.
Okay.
Yep. Then I got an opportunity from Chayos.
Okay.
So hence I worked in a 5-star hotel. I did not like that culture as such.
At Chayos?
No hotel.
Okay.
When I was for the internship. So I didn't like the way of the working exactly.
Okay.
It was not suitable for me.
Okay.
So I wanted to always go for some good QSRs or some good standalones.
Okay. QSR, could you explain
QSR
what
is
exactly QSR?
QSR does refer to quick service restaurant.
Okay.
So name itself says ki the places which serve quick food.
Okay.
For example, you can, shall I mention some names?
Please.
So it is like McD you can call,
Okay.
call Domino's. So these are type of in QSR.
Okay.
Where you can sit, but 45 minutes, 1 hour is enough for you.
Maximum. Okay.
Like, so they serve you food quickly. It's
Okay.
like that.
Okay. All right. So from that you went to Chayos.
Yeah, so from that I went to Chayos. Chayos mein I joined in August probably for the same MT program. What I got an opportunity for.
Okay.
So they did an interview. They called us at Mumbai.
Okay.
They have a base in their Mumbai. So it's base is Delhi, but they called us in Mumbai as it was nearby to us.
Right.
So we went there. We were there for a month. We did a training, for example.
Correct.
So in that, after training, we had a test. For example, a test or a practical test or a theory test.
Okay.
So in that test, we had to do all the SOP checks, all the managerial skills ka check,
Okay.
and all 3-4 things we had to do.
Okay.
Uske baad mein I came back to Pune.
Okay.
Then I joined one of their cafe by the name Chayos.
Right.
But in Pune, they started as a dark kitchen.
Okay.
So when they entered in Pune, they started as a dark kitchen.
Okay. Could you explain us what exactly is a dark kitchen?
So dark kitchen is like a cloud kitchen, which nowadays people know. This is known by the name
cloud kitchen. Right.
Cloud kitchen are majorly dependent. Their POS point of sale is only online platforms and deliveries.
Okay.
They do not attend
Walk-in
customers. They do not attend walk-in customers as such.
Okay. And after Chayos?
So Chayos mein I worked for a year.
Okay.
Probably
as your position that you.
I worked there as a shift manager.
Okay.
I joined Chayos as a shift manager. That time Chayos had around 233 outlets all over India.
Okay.
We did not imagine as well Chayos is such a big brand.
Right.
We never knew.
Okay.
So probably after 6 months, I become an ARM.
Okay.
It's an assistant cafe manager.
Okay.
And luckily that was a time when Chayos was expanding a lot. So they started their walk-in cafes as well.
Okay.
So I worked in their one of flagship cafe. It is a Balewadi one, which I opened.
Okay.
I was there in the team, which we usually call the task force for the particular place.
Okay.
Who comes, who do the setup for the particular place.
Okay.
Do a setup, they make the cafe operational and then leave.
Okay.
So I was working in Balewadi Chayos. Then I opened Kalyani Nagar Chayos.
Okay.
Like that.
All right.
Then they expanded in Phoenix as well, Phoenix Mall as well,
Okay.
Kondua as well. It was a
Okay.
big thing.
Right. And after that, how many more positions till you landed up in Madeline after Chayos?
Probably after Chayos, I did one more job.
Okay.
So that was in Santespa Cuisine.
Okay.
Santespa Cuisine, I got a reference from LinkedIn.
Okay.
So that time I got to know I need to make my LinkedIn very strong.
Okay.
To be very honest.
Was that the first time you realized the importance
Yes,
of
that
LinkedIn?
was my first time because I happened to work like normally. I got a call from a person saying I'm an HR. Do you want to work at Madeline? Sorry, you want to work at Sante Spa Cuisine? Aisa? I was like, okay, no worries. So they took my interview on call, like a short interview.
Okay.
Then they called me for a walk-in interview.
interview.
So that was my best experience at Sante. To be very honest, Sante gave me a real picture of a restaurant life, how standalone restaurant work. And owner's name is Sonal Barmecha and chef Shalendra Kekar. So they are very ambitious, great mentor you can call. And I was working under Mrs. Ritu Sundaram and a Moizia.
Okay.
Yep, that time.
All right. To sum up your story and you sum up your history, if I ask you two questions for the younger audience that is watching, who want to either work in the hospitality industry or overall are very much interested in this industry. One, do you think internships are important? And two, do you think LinkedIn is important?
So internship is very important first of all.
Okay.
Because that gives you a real picture of a particular industry.
Okay.
For example, when I joined hospitality, my college, that time we had a batch of 400 probably. After internship, it was 150, 200. Okay. So probably that gave a clear picture to people. This is an environment. This is the work you have to do. Are you okay? Okay. If you can do, it's okay. Then you can quit and go to some other place and pursue something else also. And LinkedIn is why important. I'll be very true and upfront to you because nowadays people don't realize what you do. So you need to show them what you're doing to make them realize, yes, I'm doing this. So for making your presence, you need to make some noise everywhere you go.
Right.
That creates a huge difference. I truly feel that.
All right. Okay. Now I wanted to understand from you what are the maybe few challenges that Madeline as an operational place Madeline as a operational place faces in daily life. How do you plan on working around those? And maybe what are aspirations of Madeline in the near future? And as an operations manager, how are you planning to work on them? For example, you mentioned the cloud kitchen that is opening in the Phoenix Mall branch, the dark kitchen that is opening. How is that
In the Ganesh King, yes,
in
sorry.
the Ganesh King branch? Sorry, and how is that going to affect the operations of this place? And how are these four branches interconnected with terms of growth? As you mentioned, this is the flagship place. So whatever you follow here will be followed by other branches. So how do you take up that responsibility?
So first of all, when we talk about this, what are the daily challenges you face? First thing daily challenges what I face is to maintain consistency what we are delivering.
Okay.
For example, if I'm delivering a coffee, so I need to make sure everything that daily has to go consistently.
Okay.
Way it was served pehle,
Okay.
then later it is served.
Okay.
So that is what we majorly face challenge on.
Okay.
Not challenge as such, but it is very challenging for us to work on this thing.
Okay.
So it gives us a very good opportunity to maintain consistency for whatever we are serving.
Okay.
Secondly, when you talk about the cloud kitchen, so what we are opening is a central kitchen.
Okay.
In that kitchen, we are going to make some desserts there. So probably what we kitchen have right now, that is in Amenora.
Okay.
And majorly our outlets are at other side of a city.
Right.
Amenora gets very far from the major city. What challenge we see.
Right.
Commute is a major problem. What I honestly feel on a daily basis, where you need to have your own vehicle to manage the whole deliveries on a daily basis. As you see all the pastries and all this behind me, these are all the fresh one. We get them daily. Commute is there. We need to get some really great transportation logistics properly. We need to get which can sort these things out. Okay. Then when we're coming up in a Ganesh Kind with an outlet, so Ganesh Kind we are coming up with a very good and a big project. So it is going to be our main operational place from where we are going to serve Kothrud outlet and Amenora outlet as well. Okay. And again, the Ganesh Kind is also going to become a POS as a point of sale for us. So the plan what we're making is to cake studio there.
Okay.
We are working on it. Probably in 10-15 days we shall start.
Okay. Right. Is setting up a central kitchen across branches a very important need for every multiple branched restaurant at the moment? And if so, why? Why can't you make here and sell here? What is the difficulty that you face if you make here and sell here, and similarly on the other branches? How will the central branch help you?
So there are two types of thing. When I say it's a QSR and it's a bistro kind of a place, as a restaurant kind of a place.
Okay.
So in QSR, everything is made pre-made. For example, the preserved and all that type
Okay.
of thing. So that requires a heavy cloud kitchen or a heavy central kitchen where they make everything. But for us, what central kitchen work as, they make desserts for us.
Okay.
As you see this place we make fresh food.
Okay.
What you get, food, coffee, that is all fresh what you get. But the desserts what we have, we get it daily. They are prepared at central kitchen and they come to us early morning before 12 after.
As you mentioned, after opening up, if needed, you come on the front end to attend customers if they need anything, if they feel that their experience was not up to the mark. As an operations manager, how much customer experience is important to your daily responsibilities, and how important is it to any restaurant, cafe?
So first of all, I learned a term when I was working at Chayos. It was a BCX.
Okay.
So BCX represent brilliant customer experience.
Okay.
So that is a truly great thing when you hear this term. When you hear it, you feel very powered, boost, and all that stuff. Yeah. So majorly experience for any guest is very important. To be very honest.
Okay.
Nowadays there are 100 more places there where there's a very nice food. Price is also competitive. Everything is nice. But what makes you difference is your guest experience. What we give it to your guest. Okay. So there are major things involved in it. We have to make sure everything is going right on the table.
Right.
There are personal connects on the table.
Okay.
So if you don't feel personally connected to me, you will never take suggestion from me.
Okay.
So that is the main thing. So what usually places follow is they do upsell. Okay. But we are not keen on doing upsell part. We are majorly on the suggestive selling.
Okay.
Which is probably making you choose what is right.
Okay.
That is what we aim for. So that comes when BCX is there.
Okay. Yep. How is upselling and suggestive selling different? If you could explain a little.
Suggestive selling is basically when you are here. So whatever I suggest you on what you wish to have.
Okay.
And upselling is what I want to sell you. It's not what you want to have. What I personally think so. Okay. When it comes to upsell, for example, if you don't wish to eat pizza, but still I come and suggest upsell you pizza le lo. That's not right. Okay. But if you're here to have something light and all, so I'll suggest you accordingly. Ki, yeah, you have this, you have that kind of thing.
Okay.
That is what suggestive selling and upselling creates a difference.
Okay. Okay. Madeline, as a place, how do you think it is evolving now with the changing in audience? And what kind of audience does Madeline aim to cater to, and how is it expanding now day by day?
So when we started this place, our major aim, or what you can call our major focus, was the youngsters.
Okay.
Youngsters as such, not youngsters, the people who have a very casual vibe, to be very honest. Those are a casual vibe. People do nowadays call them Gen Z people. Yes. So that was our main mindset for starting this place. That's why you might see these shoes and all everywhere. Right. It's very quirky. Wherever you see, it's very quirky. Right. It's very raw. It's very poppy, you can call. Right. Like that. But when we started, all type of people started coming in. It was not only dedicated to Gen Zs or something. Okay. We started catering to families as well. Okay. Then when we started catering to families, then we got to know we have to change certain things so that we can also cater families here. Okay. So that was the main part where we started making change on a daily basis, sort of a thing. Okay.
And now that it expanded to families, how has the back end, the operations changed to ensure that you are catering to the larger audience?
Operations have changed drastically, you can call. Okay. For example, when we used to run a Madeline in a previous 1-2 month, probably you can call in May, June. Okay. And now, that time we should not require this much of a staff to run a place. Okay. because there was not much of a food involved, not much of a food oriented place. It was majorly on a coffee and desserts.
Okay.
But then we got to know, okay, we have a family. We had to start a main course as well.
Okay.
So when it comes to a main course, we need a dedicated team to make a main course for it. Then we have to divide sections for it, hot, cold, and all that stuff.
Okay.
So that become a challenge and a good thing for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you run a cafe as a operations manager, as an owner, etc., how do you consider yourself to be up to the mark in terms of growth, in terms of revenue, and on the outside, as you mentioned, how do you analyze whether a restaurant is doing good business year on year? Is there growth? How do you, in this industry, identify whether that restaurant is doing good or not?
First of all, major thing affects is the footfall.
Okay.
For example, customer retention is the main thing.
Mm-hmm.
For example, a person is coming to you at a first time. Is it coming? Is he going to come second time also?
Okay.
Customer retention is a major part.
Okay.
Then when we go to back end side of an operations, when we look as per the we look at the perspective of finance and all that style, then major involvement in this particular thing is your operational cost for your cafe.
Okay.
What comes in picture, and what makes your cafe more successful.
Okay.
For example, if your cafe makes a sale of an 1 lakh,
Right.
and one expenditure of an 80,000,
That
not
is a
right.
bad number.
that is a bad number, totally bad number. Obviously, your cost goes on 80%.
Okay.
It totally works on a percentage wise.
Okay.
What I have truly noticed, as per my knowledge, what I've experienced in this past year, successful cafes, they have an operational cost below 35-40%,
Okay.
which include food cost as well, including your operational cost as well, other operation,
Okay.
your staff salary, your maintenance, your everything.
Okay. Okay. So anybody above that number is in danger according to your experience.
Not danger as such, but they have a different style of working. Maybe
Right.
they have a higher prices, or
Okay.
maybe there are different things
Okay.
like that.
Right. I want to ask a very personal question now. You mentioned earlier that you had a cafe of your own.
Yes.
And I want to know how you opened it. What was your plan behind it? Why did you make sure that you don't work in it anymore? Why did you shut it down? What were the reasons? How did you identify that, okay, this business plan is not working and you have to now fall back? If you may, however you want to
It's
explain.
good. I would like to. So this is the very first time I am
Talking it
talking.
aloud.
Yeah. So previously, when we started, it was after Sante.
Okay.
So when I completed an year in Sante, I got a plan with one of my friend. His name is Neeraj.
Okay.
Another friend supporting me.
Okay.
So that time we were sitting randomly on a terrace and we said, let's start shawarma.
Okay.
Because shawarma that time was in a major trend.
Okay.
That time, wherever you go, you see shawarma place.
Shawarma. Okay.
You see shawarma. The major mistake what we did, I'll tell you at end. To be very precise, I'll tell you at end what major mistake we did in this particular plan. So when we did plan, it was very okay for us. Like, yeah, let's do.
Okay.
Let's do. So we started planning on it.
A highly motivated start.
Yeah, you can call.
Okay.
You can call a highly motivated start. I mean, totally.
Okay.
So that time, my major idea behind it was that I don't want to take any money from my family. I'll start it on my own.
Okay.
Whatever I have with me, savings and all, sab laga ke. I was trying to make it. And one of my friend, luckily he got funded from his family.
Okay.
And his family knew he was starting up this business.
Okay.
So we got various plan. In that, one was a cafe, other was a kiosk.
Okay.
So due to budget, we thought ki kiosk is a very nice idea to go ahead.
Okay.
Nowadays you see kiosk everywhere, like
Right.
kiosk cafe, many places you see wherever you go, and they're doing good, totally good. So that time we decided to start a cafe by the name Brew.
Okay.
The name was the Brew, BRUH.
Okay.
So it was a very quirky name. It was, we are just sitting, we're chilling. Uske andar we got this name. What do we call? Brew.
Okay.
Let's call it a brew. In that, our major product was to serve shawarma.
Okay.
We started it in Kharadi, Unity Park.
Okay.
We started in June 1st. It was my birthday. Yeah, we started it on that day.
Okay.
First day it was very nice because we were selling for free.
Okay.
So it was, for the first day, we got a good response. We got a mixed response. The product is nice. Some people say, no, you have to serve like this.
Okay.
You have to serve like that. So when we started as a perspective of making it authentic food.
Okay.
But when you cater in an Indian market and particularly in a Maharashtrian market, you have to make your taste so very what we can call very relatable to people.
Okay.
For example, what authentic shawarma as per me is made with the toom and all that garlic and all that stuff,
Okay.
in which there are very less often mayonnaise and all that stuff. I have never seen in the original shawarma.
Okay.
So when we started serving that with the hummus and all that stuff, people did not like it actually.
Okay.
People used to mention it's very dry and all that stuff.
Okay.
We still were on that ki nahi yaar, we'll serve authentic only, we'll try and make it authentic only. So in that time, when I mentioned you 1,80,000 is your operational cost, because we try to serve authentic. We try to serve what food is with a high cost involved in it.
Okay.
That was the main thing. Then a month or 2 months later, we decided no, yeah, let's go with the what people usually love.
Okay.
Then we started making our own sauces.
Okay.
Makhni sauce. Then we had 3-4 more sauces we started making.
Okay. To cater to the audience.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then we started getting good response.
Okay.
But as you know, after June, you get July, August, and July is the time when usually positions and festivals start.
Okay.
And that is a major hit for anyone to not eat non-veg.
Right.
Stop eating non-veg.
Cultural impact.
Yeah, exactly. So that is very important. Even I do follow it.
Okay.
So in July, probably July or September, probably there was a position started. Firstly, so sell went down.
Okay.
June and July, we got our rent out at least. Operational cost was covered in June, July.
Okay.
Later July, it was very difficult for us. We used to hardly sell a shawarma a day.
Okay.
We tried doing marketing on Instagram, some verbal marketing. We tried some offers as well, but it did not work out well.
Okay.
So probably after September ka hit, we got Ganesh Ganesh Utsav.
Yeah.
Probably. So that time majorly people don't eat.
Okay.
Post Ganesh Utsav, we get Navratri, I guess.
Right.
In Navratri, majorly people don't eat.
eat.
Post Navratri, you get a little bit of a time frame where you can serve these people who wish to eat non-veg.
Right.
Then you get Diwali.
Right.
So that was a very bad time for a particular business who actually serves non-veg.
Okay.
So that time actually we went very wrong. We're not able to make up sell and we went in a bad debt.
Okay.
We planned to put in 50,000 each, which was sufficient for us as per we pre-planned wala thing. But we end up paying 80 each.
Okay.
Then probably in November, what I truly feel it was very exhausting for me because I had to leave my job from Sante. Other person, Neeraj, he also had to leave his job from Chayos. So we had to leave. We had to work there only.
Right.
So probably we took a mutual decision saying कि it's not working. Let's not get stressed out. It's a major feeling for any young person, young boy you can call. एक रात में millionaire मेरे को. But that's a basic mindset what people usually carry. एक रात में बड़ा बनना है. That was a major eye opener for me. Like it is not how it happens.
Okay.
So we took a mutual decision कि like let's shut it down. Let's get back to job. Let's do some job. Clear our mind. थोड़ा सा let's get freshen up. We'll get more knowledge in the field. Then we'll start again if we feel so. That was the major idea behind all the brew. But after shutting it down, it was very disappointing. The first thing you lose is your confidence before your money.
Right.
It's like you will be able to do it again or not. But if you have a right circle around you, right friends, and if you have a right mentor around you, which I have right now, so it creates a huge impact. Great impact on.
Thank you for sharing that experience. I'm very humbled with that because nobody generally is open to sharing bad experiences. People want to talk good, but thank you very much for that.
Even my family does not know about it. Probably if they see this, they will know this.
Oh.
Yeah, it's good thing, but it's good.
I have a few questions that will now cater to the audience that is looking to come into this hospitality industry.
Yeah.
What do you think are the right skill sets that one should have? What kind of traits should you hold to come in this industry? Whether it is high pressure understanding, working in high pressure situations, there's crowd that you have to serve, there's pressure in the kitchen, there's waiting lines, such. So what are some skills that you think will help people come in this industry?
First of all, I think so. For any person who wishes to join hospitality, main thing is he should have a patience.
Okay.
He should have a lot of patience, tolerance level.
Okay.
tolerance comes at the very end actually. It's very personal thing for any person to tolerance वो अपना एक बहुत personal हो जाता है किसी का भी. Patience should be there. You should have a high patience, so you can bear with the things what are happening around you.
Okay.
First thing. Secondly, what I majorly understood is you need to have a great sense of humor and sense of urgency at the same time.
Okay.
How to react at the situation.
Okay.
That is the main thing you should have. Rest everything is nice when person who wish to come in this industry right now maybe it will not be a right time to come in.
Okay.
Because now what I have noticed from colleges when they used to have a intake of 400 in 2018. So I expect an intake of at least 1000 in 2024.
Correct.
But now they have an intake of 150 only.
Okay.
What I have personally noticed is that people are going away from this industry.
Okay.
We are also facing a recession in this industry if you are not aware.
Okay.
Yeah, it is a bit difficult for us to find an employees or a chef particularly in this field right now.
Okay.
Or a boy who makes a nice coffee or a boy who makes a nice service.
Okay.
So that is what I am little bit concerned about this industry right now.
Okay.
That is one.
But with the large amount of restaurants opening now, cloud kitchens opening, people being much comfortable with eating outside, ordering outside, with technology, Zomato, Swiggy coming in, how do you think, as an outsider, I look at it as this industry is blooming at a very faster rate, but you are telling me the reality that it is actually going under recession. So how is it different? Why does it look different on the outside, and why is it different in reality?
So first of all, every place has a two side of it. Every place has a two side of it.
Okay.
The face, what is been seen by the guest,
Okay.
and the back end, which is only been managed by the guest. I mean, managed by the employees or the staff. So in that thing, whatever is being shown to a guest, it is what only we wish to show, or not we wish to show, we need to show.
Okay.
Yeah. There are no problems as such, what I can call. What I mean as a recession is we don't have more people coming in this field
Okay.
right now. That gives us a bigger challenge. As this industry is very expanding right now, you might see every new place opens up a new cafe.
Right.
That cafe requires at least 10-15 people of 10-15 numbers of a staff.
Correct.
Highly professional staff who make food, who make service, who do service, who make good cocktails, mocktails in it.
Okay.
So that is what is a major challenge, I feel so. And what actually you're asking me about, how is it different from the guest perspective and a operational perspective? It is just the operational perspective. I don't think so. They try to get it hampered as such. That is the main role. Whatever happens behind.
Right.
Aage it should be running. That is the main thing what I have understood in this. Like there is no trials. It's only act what you have to do daily.
Okay.
I'll tell you, when we talk about some metrics of a cafe, every cafe have their own way of operations. They have their own SOPs to run the cafe.
Okay.
And they have such a highly educated team, marketing team you can call. They have a nice R&D done before they start a cafe. So probably when I note for any successful cafe, they have a plan for coming 3 quarters as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
3-quarter plan is important.
Important, very important. What I known to is 3 quarters or 2 quarters, however the cafe is known to. So they should have an aim where they should work on. Probably when we talk about Chayos, particularly when we speak about Chayos, what you hear about Chayos is it's about only tea. But when you enter the place, you'll know it's not only tea. It's very vast. I mean, it's damn vast. And main thing what I love about Chayos, and I insist people to go at Chayos and eat, is their hygiene. Hygienes are best, and they have such a nice precise SOP. SOP is basically standard operating procedure, which every company has set of a rule.
Correct.
For example, your field has a 5 P's, I guess.
Correct. 5
P's. Yeah, right. You have a 5 P's.
Correct.
Same like that. We in our company we have an SOP.
Okay.
SOP is a standard operating procedure. For example, if this box has to be kept like this, it has to be like this only.
Okay.
So wherever you go throughout the Madeline, wherever you go, Amanora you go, wherever you will find this box like this only. Particularly for the Chayos, when we talk about, they are so precise and so very detailed. Whatever they do is like whatever they do, it's already decided.
Okay.
There's nothing by mistake from their side.
Okay.
Yeah, that is so precise. When I used to work in Chayos, they had so precise SOP. For example, I am making a dabeli. For example, that a menu. In that there was an item by the name dabeli.
Okay.
So that dabeli involves 1 teaspoon of a Save, for example, that
Small ingredient,
small,
yes,
yeah, right,
yeah.
right. Save, for example, तो वो 1 teaspoon ही जाना चाहिए.
Okay.
So when we do a closing by the end of the day, for example, if I sell 10 of a dabeli, so according to it, 1 teaspoon के हिसाब से 10 teaspoon जाना चाहिए.
हाँ.
But in my actual inventory, I cannot say it's 10, it is 15.
Okay.
That 5 is my variance.
Okay.
Well, that are the challenges what usually cafe gets.
Okay.
In a day-to-day operations, when I start my day, when we were talking about this earlier, in that thing it is very important. I have to cross-check everything whenever I start my day. Cross-check the sales, cross-check
Okay.
the sold out things, then variances, then the wastage part, everything.
Okay. When a company like Madeline, a restaurant like Madeline expands to various branches, how do you identify that yes, this is a successful branch and now we want to grow further? Is that growth a very important factor for any restaurant to work and financially grow? Secondly, how do you identify if a branch is not working right and you have to shut down? Particularly in the context of Madeline or your professional career, if you have any such experiences.
So I come from a town, to be very honest. What I have known to dhaba styles and all this, whatever making in morning, you're selling at night. By the end of the night, you are selling it. So if you're not selling it, you're not doing good.
Okay.
Probably what people majorly aim for the places is ki what they sell, that should be very fresh. If it is fresh, people get a nice feel when you eat everything.
Okay.
That what majorly cafes follow, restaurants follow nowadays. Nowadays there are no people, they follow some other way out for this.
Okay.
In that question, what you particularly asked me for the cafe, how do you identify this particular thing? Majorly, we should make sure there are low of a wastage. If you see there is a less of a wastage, it means your food is getting sell.
Okay.
First thing, your food is getting sell. Again, there's a sales for the daily sales what we calculate, what we expect as per the day.
Right.
That is second thing. Yep. Then there are guest feedback as well. Guest feedback comes at a priority, to be very honest. If guest is not happy, then there is no point of running a big place or a small place, anywhere you go. That is one thing. And you should cater the guest ka mindset as well, what they are trying to get from. That is the main thing what I understand.
When you previously mentioned that you worked at Chayos, I want to understand, coming from a very big company of more than 200 chain stores across the country, what were the learnings that you had there? And what were the major key takeaways that you experienced while working with Chayos?
Cafe have their own way of operations. They have their own SOPs to run the cafe.
Okay.
And they have such a highly educated team, marketing team you can call. They have a nice R&D done before they start a cafe. So probably when I note for any successful cafe, they have a plan for coming 3 quarters as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
3-quarter plan is important.
Important, very important. What I known to is 3 quarters or 2 quarters, whatever, however the cafe is known to. So they should have an aim where they should work on. Probably when we talk about Chayos, particularly when we speak about Chayos, what you hear about Chayos is it's about only tea. But when you enter the place, you will know it's not only tea, it's very vast. I mean, it's damn vast. And main thing what I love about Chayos, and I insist people to go at Chayos and eat, is their hygiene. Hygienes are best, and they have such a nice precise SOP. SOP is basically standard operating procedure, which every company has set of a rule.
Correct.
For example, your field has a 5 P's, I guess.
Correct. 5
P's. Yeah, right. You have a 5 P's.
Correct.
Same like that, we in our company we have an SOP.
Okay.
SOP is a standard operating procedure. For example, if this box has to be kept like this, it has to be like this only.
Okay.
So wherever you go throughout the Madeline, wherever you go, Amanora you go, wherever you will find this box like this only. Okay. So that type of an SOP they do. Majorly when it comes to marketing. So marketing, what they try to do is they try to get major traction of a guest. There's a greed visibility, what we call.
Okay.
Greed visibility is a thing where how much people are reaching you out. Convergence, what we call. If I'm reaching out 100 people, are 100 people coming to me?
Okay.
That's a greed visibility of a cafe. Okay. That's why you see nowadays majorly cafes are changing. Okay. If I can take some names, La Placid has changed a lot. You see, they have done some new decor stuff and all that thing. That they have changed. Then there's a Murphy's. There's a restaurant come up. Okay. New restaurant come up. Okay. There was a German bakery near
SB Road.
Symbiosis side.
Correct, SB Road. Yes.
Now it has changed to, I guess, Gathering, I guess.
Okay.
Gathering, I guess. It's a name of a place. It's a gathering, I guess.
Okay.
Nice place, lovely place.
Okay.
So, and restaurants are evolving so drastically nowadays. Ki you see restaurants are selling shoes,
Right.
merchandise, basically what they do. Previously, restaurants used to only sell food,
Right.
limited. But now restaurants have their own merchandises.
Right.
Merchandise, for example, merchandise is my dish, umami brew,
Okay.
what we are currently having.
Okay.
So if this was made by Madeline, this is my merchandise,
Okay.
what we sell.
Right.
Prepaid. So nowadays they have a nice merchandise also.
So apparel, clothing,
Exactly.
they're
Yeah.
expanding.
Correct.
Does that also build that customer experience that the customer is spending more time with you? He is getting more connected to the place. Does that help? Does these restaurants that are now growing to selling shoes, merchandise, does that develop a connect with the customer? Why are restaurants doing that? Firstly, if restaurants are selling good food in one place and they are good doing right, why do they feel the need to also sell merchandise?
On the higher end, when you go on a top line of any cafe, any restaurant, they majorly believe in collaboration.
Okay.
That is honestly what I believe it should go like that.
Okay.
If you don't do collaborations at the right time, for example, then you might lose a big opportunities in the market.
Okay.
For example, we are doing up with this hide and sneak brand for us. They are doing it for us. We have a collaboration with them. They keep their shoes here for us, so people do come, they sit, they chill, they like it. It's probably that makes your place vibe a lot.
Okay.
There are many places I have seen they do sell clothes. That is not their clothes, but they have done a collaboration with certain homegrown brand.
Okay.
They sell their clothes.
Oh.
But it totally goes with the vibe of the place. For example, Sante, where I used to work before, they had a clothing merchandise there by the name Earth by Blancora by Sneha Nandu.
Okay.
So Sneha Nandu is the owner of that particular Earth by Blancora whole concept. So they used to sell such a nice cloth and it used to vibe with the theme. So, for example, if you used to get 100 guests, 80 to 50 people used to go there and check, ki, yeah, what is it?
Okay.
This will look very nice.
Okay.
So that is the main thing
I want to know from somebody inside the industry, your perspective of how Starbucks, Chayos, and Madeline are three completely different ways of customers having coffee, having a good experience, having a good time. But on the inside, they are three completely different places.
Okay. So, first of all, these three are very different. They all three caters to different type of a people.
Okay.
For example, when we talk about Chayos and Starbucks, so this both comes under QSR, quick service restaurant. That comes under QSR. Madeline comes under a restaurant or a bistro, more of a bistro style, where we don't serve alcohol, but beverages we do serve.
Okay.
So when we go to a Chayos, you might not find coffee as the star product. When you go to a Starbucks, you might not find the tea as their star product.
Okay.
So they do cater to a different mindset at all. I mean, different mindset overall. And when it comes to Madeline, people usually come to a Madeline where they can sit, chill for leisure, what you can call. What majorly what I've seen in Starbucks, people do go there for a meeting nowadays. What I've noticed is what people do come, they sit, they work like that. All three have a different operational ways, to be very honest.
Understood.
Yep.
I honestly have the last question. What do you think you can tell students, or how would you like to advise students that want to come in the hospitality, cafe and restaurant industry now, and how do you think they should shape themselves for the coming challenges of this industry?
So first of all, whosoever wish to come in hospitality, it is very nice will to be very honest. When you come to this industry, you will never imagine you will meet such a great people. You will learn a lot. For that, first thing is very important. You should have a right mentor.
Okay.
That is firstly very important. So if you don't have a right mentor, you're not gonna grow.
Okay.
I mean, not gonna grow as such. You're gonna grow haywire.
Okay.
Either bhi jayega.
Okay.
But you have a right mentor to guide you throughout your time. It's great in your right circle to whom you're sitting. For example, when we come into this industry, we don't look at the back end aspect what we face in our personal life as well.
Okay.
For example, you might get your week off and leaves on Saturday, Sunday. Probably how corporates and other field work, but we do not get on Saturdays and Sundays. Probably you celebrate Diwali at home.
You have to be here.
We have to be here and serve. It's not wrong thing. It's very nice thing. It's up to you how dedicated you are to your work. So these all things are there which you have to understood when we come into this industry. These all things also affects a lot. To be very honest, I might not able to give a lot of time to my family or as such issues. Yeah, not issues, but as such things. But to be very honest, I love working in this field. So whoever wish to come in this field should work consistently. First thing, he should have a right circle who are with him, and then comes along with the tolerance, patience, and all these things they should have. Dedication is what I think. So.
Thank you very much, Anuj sir, for giving us your time. The insights that you gave us are very much important for anybody who is looking to join this industry. And the personal doubts that I had, that I've always felt ki ek cafe I also want to open. A lot of things I got to learn from you, what to do, what not to do. I have a lot of time to still open up, but when I do, I will make sure all of these things are kept in mind. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.